Hi everybody, this is Addon of the Guild, the 11th Plague on the US server Norganon. This is going to be the first in a set of video series on getting add-ons and setting up your add-ons for raiding in our guild. So a lot of people are familiar with the Curse client, but for those of you who aren't, Curse is obviously a website where you get the majority of the World of Warcraft add-ons, and the Curse client is one of the easiest ways to do that. With any add-ons, you can install them manually if you choose, but the Curse client does allow you to install them a lot quicker and easier. So if you go to the Curse website and just click on Curse client at the top, it'll bring you to this download page here. You can download for PC or for Mac. As you can see, I'm running on a Mac, so I've already got it downloaded for my Mac. So I'll go ahead and bring that up. It looks like this. It has this little fire icon. That's where you're going to recognize it. So this is the Curse client interface on a Mac. It looks a little bit different than it does on a PC, but it's generally the same. Essentially what it does is it lists here all the add-ons you have, and if you have add-ons that are out of date and need to be updated, they'll say new version available and they'll be in bold. If you want to just get additional add-ons, there's also another section here where you can do that, and you can search for a specific add-on, say recount or something like that, and it'll come up with all the various options. So here's recount, and you notice I already have recount installed, so it says up to date on there, so you know I already have that. So that's kind of just a brief overview of the Curse client itself. But in terms of the add-ons that I would recommend, there's some core add-ons that I think every raider needs, as well as other add-ons that are kind of optional depending on your class. Obviously, DBM, Deadly Boss Mods, everybody needs to have that. Mine is out of date, so I'm going to go ahead and just right-click and go ahead and update that. Let's see here. I'll just go through these one at a time and say whether or not they're really useful. NPC scan, no, that's not for raiding. That's just for finding rare mobs and things like that. Bagnon, Gnosis. Gnosis is a really cool add-on that I personally like. There's a variety of different cast bar add-ons that you can use, but Gnosis is one in particular that allows you to set up a variety of different cast bars. They look a little bit better than the standard Blizzard cast bars, and they also show ticks if you're casting a drain spell like Warlocks with Drain Soul or Mind Flay for Shadow Priest. It'll show you where the damage ticks are actually going to occur. If you're a healer, you have a variety of options, either Healbot or Grid. Personally, I use Grid, but I've used Healbot as well in the past. Bartender, I highly recommend that you get some kind of bar management add-on. I personally like Bartender, but there are others such as just Dominoes and a variety of others. I'm going to make a separate video on each of those as well. Let's see here. These are all PvP. Dot timer. If you are a cast or a dot-based casting class, such as a Warlock or a Shadow Priest, I highly recommend some sort of dot timer. Right now I'm playing with this one, which is just dot timer. There's also Forte Exorcist, which is also another really good one as well. Grid is a great combat frames add-on. You can use it for healing. You can use it just to keep track of the raid. It's got a lot of different configuration that you can do, and it has a little bit cleaner look than Healbot and a little bit nicer layout in my opinion. Suicide Kings, if you're raiding in our guild particularly, we do use Suicide Kings for loot. So Confer SK or KSK, you will probably want that add-on. It'll make your bidding a lot easier. You can also just choose to whisper bid to the master looter if you want, but this will make your life a little bit easier. Omen is starting to become a thing of the past. I have it still because I'm a tank and I really want to make sure nobody grabs threat, but with the 500% threat boost, that really doesn't make much of a difference. Quick Mark's really going to be for your tanks. That just allows you to put, a skull or an X or whatever on people really quickly. Recount, I've found this to be the most accurate damage meter, and I'll show you, in game an example of that on a later video. Scrolling combat text, sexy map, Skinner, these are all just UI based things. Skinner, however, is I think one of the more important ones. It allows you to set up viewports. I'm going to be doing another video specifically on Skinner, but essentially what viewports allow you to do is to kind of compress the size of your screen so that you can put a lot of your UI elements into another area so that it's not actually, on top of the screen covering up, Bethtalk or something so you can't click on it. And so that's a really important one. Tidy plates and tidy plates threat plates. If you are a tank in our guild, I urge you to get threat plates and tidy plates. This is going to kind of usurp the standard Blizzard nameplates, and what it does is it allows you to configure your nameplates to change in size, color, and opacity based on your threat level to that target. And this does relate to your role as well. So DPSers and healers, I highly encourage you to use these as well. If you keep your nameplates up, if you're doing your job correctly, they'll be almost invisible. They won't, even show up for you hardly at all, if that's the way you like it. However, if you are about to pull threat on a mob or something like that, they're going to be flashing at you bright red, so you're aware of it. So if you don't have these, get them, and I'll show you in a later video how to use them. Those are all the major add-ons that I use. There are a million other ones, so if you have any great suggestions of something that I'm leaving out here, let me know. Otherwise, just go ahead and click on one of the links to the other videos that I'll have in the description if you want to see information about specific add-ons. Thanks.